For most of my adult life, I valued freedom over love. I remember many years ago looking through a self-help book, and it asked me to rate or rank my values. What did I value more than another, and create a hierarchy of values? And I did that exercise, and I remember very clearly that it came down to these two values of freedom and love as the top two, and I couldn't figure out which way to order those, freedom over love or love over freedom. And then I thought of this brilliant, I thought at the time, metaphor of a jail cell, that if I had all the love I wanted, but I was in jail, is that desirable? And I thought, hell no, I don't want jail love. So I thought, well, I figured it out. I clearly value freedom more than love. And in fact, that was true. Looking back at my life, that I did value freedom more than love. I valued my autonomy, my independence, my self-reliance, my do-it-myself kind of attitude, and I took that forward in life. And then I felt, after doing that exercise, that I was on the right path. And then, after getting my heart broken many times and learning the hard way through life, and developing a lot more self-awareness and understanding of my own psychology, I discovered that no matter how much freedom and autonomy I had, like at that time in my life, when I was coming to this realization, I could live anywhere I wanted, I could do pretty much anything I wanted, I could say anything I wanted, I could spend my money however I wanted. I had all the freedom that I had wanted when I was younger, right? And I had it all, and yet I still felt that life was still empty, that there must be something of greater meaning than all of this. Because, in fact, I was living in a way like a wild animal. Because if you think about it, wild animals have total freedom, right? Like, if they're in the wilderness, they're not in the zoo, and they can wander wherever they want, they can roam wherever they want, they can hunt and eat whatever they catch, and they're on their own. They're fully autonomous, they have freedom. But I didn't want to live like a wild animal, and over time I realized that I had made the wrong choice. But the way I came to that realization was that I thought, wait a second, one of the things I'm missing in my life is that second thing, love. Because when you value freedom more than love, you make it impossible for love to happen for you. Because to love at all is to be vulnerable. And I revisited that old metaphor of the jail cell, and I realized that actually I was on the right path with that metaphor, but I made the wrong choice. See, if everyone you love is in the jail cell, then, like, if everyone I love was in a jail cell, the last place on earth I'd want to be is not in the jail cell, right? And I realized that there's another word for this. It's not freedom, it's when you're exiled, right? So, like, if everyone you love is in the city, but you did something very, very, very bad, and the king kicks you out, and he says, you can go anywhere else but not here. That's called exile. It's banishment. And what most of the world, it seems, and what I thought back then as freedom, was actually preventing me from actually forming the attachments that would lead to love, the connections that would leave me vulnerable to giving away some of my freedom, perhaps. And then I realized that if everyone I love is in the frickin' jail cell, then that's where I want to be. If everyone I love is in jail, I'll give up my freedom to be with the ones I love, because actually that's what separates us from wild animals. That's what gives our life meaning as human beings, beyond just survival and status and replication, survival and replication. And I discovered something very deep about love, and along the way I discovered meaning in life. If you love anything, your heart will be wrung, it will possibly be broken. And if you want to make sure of keeping it intact, make sure you give it to no one. And if you want ultimate freedom, then wander the wilderness of your choice. Have all the autonomy, freedom, independence, self-reliance that you want. But in that wilderness, your heart will be safe, but it will be dark and motionless and airless, and over time it will change. It will not be broken, but it will become impenetrable, irredeemable. Because to love is to be vulnerable. What good is freedom if you don't have love?